Hello, let's start. I want to show you in this video how using Naina development framework we can easily develop database applications without managing or writing a lot of codes. So let's go to the designer. Now this is a designer. Here to start working in designer, the first thing you have to do desktop default. Now, this is a form property. So what we need to do, we have a lot of functions, but we will just concentrate on the initial one. Let's change the caption of the form imply data form. And then just go and select the company as an NR designer because we are in the development stage. And select the menu, in which menu you want this form to be appear. Okay, so we can do the testing and everything. Once you have done this, then let's come here and create some you can say some component which can help us to make a user-friendly form. So let's select a panel here. Here you can see it's appearing. So let's go and align top. Say align top. Okay, and take another option called group box and make it client. Let's make it here. Let's make it okay. So it taken the full page, and we can go and change the caption of this form. Let's say imply data. So we created a design part, and then the most important part is connect with the data component. So to access any data, you need to create ADO connection. Now, connection, once you create the connection, go to the properties and you have to do nothing, just one thing. Now, by default, this application is connected with the SQL server and we have a separate form where we are defining the database connection. So I have SQL Server 2019 set up here. So the SQL server is running here and that application is going to access all the databases which is available in this particular connection. So let's just to show you how the system is work. So this SQL server is connected, connection is defined already in another form, setup form. So your connection is done. You make this one as a connected. Now you go and select a data query component because you have a connection. Now you need a query. So you can change the name of the query or just leave it like this. You have now database query. Now you need to connect with the connection. Now the query is connected with the connection. Then you can select the database, like which in this connection which database you want to access. So let's access this database, and this database has a one table called name imply. So now SQL string is already created, like selected the start form. So everything is done. Now you don't need to do anything. Just go back here and create one more component which is called data source, which will let you access the data from this query. So let's go back here and connect this data source with this one. So now what we have done, we created a connection, we created a query, and we created data source. So we have done all important things. Now let's go and create two things. One is the data grid component. Okay, so let's go to data grid and select the data source. Okay, and then also select client. So we have done everything. Let's go and create one more component called data navigator, like to move the, and also also assign the data source. So this is the, okay. So now we have done everything. Now there are two options. Let's create one more button here, which will give you a little bit understanding how the application is writing a script. So let's say open table. Now what we need to do when we click a button, we need to open this query which we have connected, which is accessing the employee. So let's take the name from here, go back to this event here, and just write this is table name dot open. Open is the function basically. So it's giving you, okay. So if we are getting this, then it means okay, there's no problem. Now what we need to do here, we need to go to the this one here and right click and refresh the menu. So what happened now, this implied database form is here. So what we need to do, let's close this form and go back and see what we design in output, how it's coming. No, it was okay. Let's log out and log in. So you come back here, implied data form is here. Now if you click here, it's giving you the error message called missing TSQL script. So what happened when we were designing, okay, at the time of selection, the script, the query did not get updated in a proper fashion. So let's select this, and here you can just make one edit here. So basically once you edit, it gets saved. So go back again here now and click open. So you can see now we have a data coming from the database table. So let's close this and then look at some other feature. Now we are in the design form, but still in the design form you can run the application. You have to say design on, you need to off, and then click here. So now you have this. Now I will show you here something. We have a picture also in this, but the picture is not coming. To enable the picture, you need to go to the grid here, and we have a different kind of field. There is a field as a graphic. Now the field name is photo, so you just write photo here. The moment you write photo, the graphics will start, showing here. And we have a lot of fields here. We don't suppose if you don't want all the fields, let's go to this grid. Excuse me, grid system setup. Now here you have a lot of fields. Let's delete all of them. Let's take first name, last name, delete this one. Okay, then you have this, you have title, and let's say you keep the photo, you keep the note, and you keep the salary. Okay, now we have one more feature here which is called footer. Now if I go and I want to have a total of the salary displayed on the account, okay, and then I also need to have a total employee count, also count all. Let's close this one. So you can see here live, the system is showing here the total salary value is this and total employees line. So now you make everything the way you want. Like suppose you want to increase title, and then once you make a changes, you go here and save setting. So let's close the form and go back to the simply data form, open the table. Now you can see whatever we have done, it's perfectly, the system has done all the setup and everything is perfectly fine. Now let me show you a very good feature in this application generally, which is always part of the database application. Like we have accessed the data and we need to export the data. So that for that particular process, I have a function called in a report section, we have a XLS export. So we have a provision here which can help us to export the data. It has a lot of feature which I'm not going into detail. I just want to keep simple here. So to export the data into Excel, what we need to do, let's create a T button where I can add the graphic. So let's export here, and we have a button called export Excel. So we have a button now here. Okay, let's make it okay, and here we can change export data. Okay, and now what we need to do, it has a function. So what we need to do, we need to check two things. We need to have two information. One is the one is the what is the name of this is the name. Okay, so do one thing, copy this one and go back here on event, and do one thing. If you do like this, it will show you the export table. Okay, and then what we need to do, we need to write this grid name. So the grid name is T DB grid MS 22018, comma true and comma this. Okay, now you copy, you try to run this. If it's run perfectly, then it means it's working fine. You just need to paste. So basically what we are telling Excel component to export the table which is connected to this grid. Okay, so you save it now. So basically we created a string, and everything is fine. So let's see, if you want to test it again, you need to off it, open, and then click this. Now we need to check if the event was properly defined or not. Sometime when we navigate. Okay, so let's run from here. So open the table, and this is the export button. Now you can see here it's not giving you the picture. Okay, so the reason it's not giving because it's connected with the table, and the table uh, table is not populated with the field directly we are accessing from the database. So what we need to do, we need to go to here, sorry, we need to go and right click and then table structure. So what we need to do, select all and get field. So what happened now, system is getting all the fields information and saved into application, so it can pass to the Excel export. Like this is a graphic, so you can see all the fields are here now. Let's go back and run the application. So open the table and then click this. Now the moment is taking time, it means it's developing a graphic to export. Now you can see here everything is exported as the picture. You can play with the picture field height, everything is possible. Now to play with the picture height, you need to go to the designer, go to the go to the here in this, and then you have the option here. You have an option right now, the picture max height and max width is there. So if I want to change height, let's say 60 and 60. Okay, so I change the height positions for the graphic. Let's open. So you can see the picture height is changed. Right now, whatever we have done, we have written just 2 line of code in the application. And you can see here, we are working on the designer and same time we are working on an output form also. So let's complete here. I want to show you some other feature of this grid. So let's close this one. Now here, by default, the system is providing, a search mechanism. So let's see. So it's search. By default, the search is on incremental search there. So you can do any kind of search. Now here we can excuse me. We can search on the one particular field and with one set of data. But the system has a provision. You can enable the grid with the multi-select option. Now, how you can select the multi-select option? You need to go to the grid filter option. In the filter option, you need to select this and this filter button and this. The moment you click this, you can see here the funnel just like Excel is appearing here. So open the table here, and then you can see the funnel is there here. So if you click here, now you can have a multiple selection. So it has a both provision. It has a provision to search on a single data and then in the same time. Now this particular form we created and we have a one table which is called imply data. Now if I want to have a master detail relationship, okay, then how is going to be accessed? So to do this, the first thing what we need to do, we need to change the script because there is no option to show here. So what we need to do, we need to make this one custom. Okay, and let's make this like this. Okay, and then I want to create another database. Okay, where I need to I need to create another connection. The table. I need to access the another table. Like take example, the order table. So I want to show all the orders belongs to this imply. So to do this, what we need to do, we need to go here and take another query. Okay, so this query is here, and you need to take again the data source. Okay, now this table which I'm going to access, which is basically a order table. So we'll go to the connection again. We'll select the demo database, and then I will select from here demo order. Okay, and make sure like you just do one edit to make sure it's updated. Okay, so now we have another table which is called order table, and the name of the order table is this. So what we need to do, let's first access the order table and then we can connect it. So let's select this one. Excuse me. So now we will connect this grid. We'll connect this grid with, we'll connect this grid with this data source, which is 142. So let's go back to here and 142. Now I want to access all the, I want to access all the, field. So what we need to do, we need to go here and table structure. Okay, so it's telling, yes, correct. So what we need to go, we need to go here and select the data source. Okay, so now we can go back, structure, select all. Okay, why is not giving you? Because the table is not open. So do one thing, open the table, demo orders. Okay, so let's see the table name. I think we have top. Okay, so basically we have a error in the, when I change, I remove the yes. So now go back again, open the table. So table is open now. So basically now it's accessing all the orders, but we will make a master detail relationship. So let's access select all. So now what we have done, we selected all the field also. Okay. So now what we need to do, we know everything is, database is connection, everything is done. So we need to write a query on a, on a scroll. So let's do one thing. Let's take a table name, go to the first query which is imply query, go to the event and then go to after scroll. Here you write close SQL clear and then SQL add and then select star from, and then what you need to do, you need to select a start from, you need to go to here and take this one so you can have everything, just to change. See here demo orders. Okay, and then you go to write where where imply id equal to int to str. Now you need to access this particular query where we have imply id field by name, and in this table the imply id is master id, basically master id dot as integer. So basically what we are doing, we are accessing the order table, clearing whatever we have, then we are writing a SQL query, select a star from this table where imply id equal to the the imply master id, which is the the id for the imply, and then you need to open the table. So open. Now here it will give you the error message. I just want to show you the error message here. So okay, in the 5.9 basically here one is there missing, and that's why it's given error. So now everything is fine. Let's close it. Okay, so now we have provision like whenever the this is getting moved here, the data should be shown. So open the table here. Now you can see it's a master detail. Okay, let's to make sure we have a correct synchronous. Let's enable the employee ID in this form. So to do this, what we need to do, we need to go and open the design mode, close the design mode, and go to right click, load the system setup, and add the add the okay, because this recording is on. So okay, so let's what we need to do, we need to go to here and we need to bring the master ID. Master ID, where is master ID? Here, this one, and make master ID up. Okay, and close it, and let's okay, so everything is done. So I just want to make sure like the form, the when we are moving the data, it should show the correct relationship. Now it's not recommended to open multiple form in the same time, so let's because it takes the resources, so let's close. You can open, okay, there is no issue, but it's better to because at the end of the day it's taking resources. So let's close all the form, and then so you can see because it's lot of form was open, so it took resources and then it takes time to clear it. So now we can see here, this is the imply number one, this is the imply number three, and now suppose if I go and filter it here, okay, now it's a six. So you can see how easy is to make a master detail relation, and to just write a few line code, and again here also it will work. Let me enable the sum count function on the below, so it will give some more meaningful approach. So let's open here, and suppose I want to count how many POs we have for that particular employee. So what we need to do, we need to go to the system setup, and we need to go to footer, and then you select order from here and calculate count all. So right now is showing 123, 126. So like it's giving me a data like on the move. Like when I'm on a particular employee, I can see how many total orders are there. So let's close and see. Okay, you can see it's showing here. In the same time, you can do the filtration in this also. Okay, like take example, if you want to filter on particular this much, okay, particular customer, okay, for this particular, and you can see it's again data is changed. So this is one of the most simplest approach we can have to develop a database application form. I'm going to develop a lot of the demos on this, and gradually I will share what other facilities are available in the application.